Hello to all of you, my students in the 6th grade. This is your English teacher Dana from Ru'al Farouk Academy. Today we are going to complete the structure of may and might by answering the questions in your workbook and the student's book. So please prepare your books and be ready for our class. The outcomes of our lesson today, students, should be to revise the structure of may and might, and we said that we use may and might for possibility in the future. And we will answer the questions on student's book and workbook page 97. So let's start. So your student's book page 97, question number 1. Read the magazine interview with a scientist and complete it with the questions from the books. Here we have the questions. We want to complete this dialogue according to these questions. What does it mean for the animals? Is that right? What can we do about this? And remember that in these sentences or in this dialogue, we have sentences with may and might. May and might have the same uses. Yes, as we said before, إنه ما في اختلاف بين may or might. This is the same. And after may and might we have to put infinitive verb. Let's read this dialogue and underline any sentence that have may or might plus infinitive verb. The interviewer: some scientists think that the Arctic might be in danger. Look, here we have might and be the infinitive verb that comes after might. Look here, let's complete it with a suitable question from these questions. What do you think? Excellent. Is that right? Okay, the scientist, yes, it is. Most scientists think this. The interviewer: what might happen? Happen, underline happen, this is infinitive verb. The scientist: well, the climate, المناخ, is getting warmer and the ice may melt. May and melt. Melt is an infinitive verb. The interviewer should be asked, yes, what does it mean for the animals? If the ice melts, the animals in the region may find life very difficult. They will have to swim a long way to find food. So some species, like the polar bear, for example, might become very rare. Rare بمعنى نادر. The interviewer asked, yes, what can we do about this? The scientist answers, well, the first thing we can do is take the problem seriously. ناخد المشكلة هاي بجدية. We should let our politicians know that we are worried. Politicians means سياسيين. Know that we are worried إنه إحنا قلقين بشأن هذا الموضوع. So these are the answers for this question. Now we have a question number 2. Listen and say the sentences. Look here. The ice may melt. May plus infinitive verb, this is melt. The ice might melt. So we can use may or might. This is correct to use may or might. حكينا إنهم نفس الاستخدام، نفس المعنى، ما في اختلاف بينهم، فmay صحيحة and might صحيحة. As we see in the rest of these examples, polar bears may or might not find enough food. The summers in the Arctic may or might get longer. Now question number 1 in your workbook 97. Think, put the lines in order. So we want to reorder these statements. I want you to try to answer this question, then come back to the video to check your answers. So here we have number 1, if the world gets warmer, what may happen? Yes, number 2 should be A lot of ice in the Arctic may melt. Number 3. These seals might be much further out on ice floes, so Number 4. The polar bears might have to swim much longer distances. Number 5. They might be tired when they come back to the coast. And what? Yes, number 6. And they might not be strong enough to hunt every day. And the last one, because of this, many of them might die. Them refers to the birds. Now question number 2, and this is an important question. Rewrite the sentences with may. Let's remember the steps that we have to follow if we want to rewrite the sentences with may. We have to delete perhaps or any helping verbs in the sentence, then add after the subject may or might and infinitive verb. Like number 1. We have the sentence, perhaps Lucy's at home now. This is. We have to delete perhaps, نحذف perhaps, and Lucy, we start the sentence with Lucy. This is the subject. Then we add may or might and infinitive verb. What's the infinitive verb of is? Yes, it's be and complement, at home now. Let's try to answer the rest of these statements. Number 2, perhaps mom will buy a new car. We delete perhaps and start with the subject mom. And we delete well, excellent. Instead of well, we put may. Mom may buy a new car. Number 3, perhaps Jack's angry. Let's delete perhaps and start with Jack. Jack may be angry. Number 4, perhaps Ella doesn't eat spinach. Let's delete perhaps Ella. Here we have a negative statement, so we have to negate the statement when we want to rewrite it with may not. Excellent. So Ella may not eat spinach. Number 5, perhaps it will be very cold tomorrow. It, yes, may be very cold tomorrow. Perhaps Peter won't want to go. Want means will not. This is a negative statement, so here we want to negate the sentence also. Peter may not want to go. Now the last question. Look at the pictures where Jack is dreaming about the future. Write sentences with may or might and the verbs from the box. So we want to write sentences according to the pictures here and use these verbs. When, invite, بمعنى يدعو, see, get, be, and ask. Like number 1, Mr. Hay might ask me to join the team. Number 2, what do you think our team wants? Yes, our team may or might win the under 12 final. Number 3, look at the picture. Yes, we may or might get a medal. Number 4, there may or might what? Yes, they may or might be a party. Number 5, yes, Jess may or might see me at the party. And the last picture, Jess may or might invite me to dance. So by this question, my students, we finished our class for today. Be ready for the next class.